I've had it. Enough.
You know what?
Hello, welcome to Rants with Jordan. I'm Jordan, and if you are new here, welcome to the channel. If you are returning, welcome back. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me. I got my bills to pay. You see the living conditions they got us living in at this fucking college, y'all. So like, ignore that because, you know, my desk is messy. Midterms week has been hell. But we are going to, okay. Let's just jump right into the video. We're not going to take, I don't think this is going to be that long of a video, but like, you never know when it's me. We'll know when I post it. But, this has just been a very, very interesting, this is an unscripted video. Most of my videos are, for the most part, unscripted, but like, recently I've been making like bullet points to like just keep up with my topics and make sure I'm not like, forgetting what I'm talking about. But this is a bit of an unscripted video, and I think that I think I'm gonna make two tonight. I think the first video I really want to focus on is we don't allow women, but black women and girls in particular, to enjoy and be liberated in and be confident in their womanhood, girlhood, and teenagehood. This all comes from, and this is a trigger warning, I'm going to put a trigger warning like rape, sexual assault, abuse, violence, and all that. But the reason I want to talk about this is because in my African American Women's History class, we watched a film over the past couple of days called The Rape of Reese Taylor. And we had a conversation about that in class. And luckily for me, most of my classmates are black women. So there were some things that they were saying that like really made me stop and think about how we treat black women and black girls in particular. So just to give you the rundown of the film, basically this film discusses, like as you can tell from the title, The Rape of Reese Taylor, where Reese was coming home from church, and these I think 5 or 6 white boys, and I don't mean like white boys, like I'm trying to like infantize them so they don't seem like the crime was that bad. Like I literally mean white boys. Everyone was 18 years old or under that raped her, which is insane. That's a whole other topic for another day. But they had taken her by gunpoint and drove her into the woods, gang raped her, and left her in there, and I think tried to pay her off that she wouldn't tell anybody. And Reese Taylor case became a pretty big thing in the South and the North, and to get justice and everything. Obviously, because the justice system does not favor black women, especially back in that time, which I think that time was around 1940s, 1950s era. They just didn't see black women as human. And it was very, very common for white boys to go out and find a black woman to rape and have sex with as a rite of passage to becoming a man. And it still kept them pure, basically along the premise of like they didn't see black women as people, they saw them as like livestock, as like playthings basically. And that led into a conversation in my African American Women's History class about womanhood and girlhood, and especially girlhood and teenagehood for black girls, and how black girls are just stripped and they are robbed of their girlhood so quickly. And it's just it's baffling to me, the things that my classmates were talking about. I'm not going to share specifics about what they were talking about because that stays in the classroom, but these are just my opinions and things that I've seen both on Twitter and in real life. Just how, when I mean black girlhood, what I mean is basically, for those of you who just don't get it, when I mean black girlhood and teenagehood, I mean like letting black girls be black girls. Letting black teenagers be black teenagers. Like that's what I mean. Like black girls not being forced to grow up faster than their male counterparts. Black girls being able to be seen as little girls and not seen as grown women, even though they are nowhere near the age of them being grown women. Like it's very, very telling. And if you want an example of this, just look at how the police or how the police in the news talks about black kids doing crimes. And then I need you to also to watch and see how they report white kids and white young adults doing crime. They will always say a young black man when referring to a teenager when it comes, or a young black woman when they're referring to teenagers that are black. But let the person be like 23 years old, this young white boy, this young white guy, anything to like emphasize them or to make it seem like this person is younger than they are. And it's just like, we don't allow black girls to be black girls. And let's dive a little bit deeper into that. For all my black women out there, have y'all ever heard the term, you've probably heard the term fast, but being used either directly at you or at somebody you knew in your life. And the fact that this like misogyny is so ingrained into our culture, that even, especially in the black community, misogyny is so ingrained in the black community, even we do this, we strip away girlhood from our own black girls, is very, very just like telling of where our society is today. So, but basically, you'll have a black girl, like 8 or 9, right? And you'll be black and a girl, 8 or 9, or just a child. It doesn't even matter. It's just a child. And there'll be company coming over and you'll be expected to change your entire wardrobe. You'll be expected to you can't wear your tank top anymore in the house because people are coming over. You can't wear your short shorts around your uncles and your aunts or your parents' friends because they're coming over to the house. And if you do, people will call you fast. People will call you a slut. People will call you a whore. And it's just like, why are we doing this to our own girls? Because the reason that we subject black girls to this is because y'all are already sexualizing black girls when they're kids. Not even getting into teenagers. Y'all are doing this to black girls when they're children. And it's just we need to really just have a conversation on the way we treat little black girls when they grow up and the way we treat little black boys when they grow up. Little black boys are allowed, they are always encouraged to have themselves a little girlfriend. Or every time they're with a girl, they're like, ooh, like look at him and his little girlfriend, him and his little boo thing. They're children, they're toddlers. But that's how we treat black boys when it comes to stuff like that. But let a black girl do the exact same thing that the black boy is doing, and she is called all kinds of names other than a child of God. And it was a really insightful conversation just on how ingrained misogyny and racist rhetoric has just been ingrained into our society, because y'all don't see, why can our black girls just not be black girls? Why are we always sexualizing and over-sexualizing our black girls? We are always over-sexualizing our black girls. And I'm again, the reason I'm using the word girls is important because they're girls. These are children. These are teenagers. These are not adults. Why are we sexualizing children? Your daughter can't wear short shorts in the house because the men that are in your family are looking at your daughter that way. Maybe you should be talking to the men in your family about looking at your daughter in a weird way. and not making your daughter having to change her whole outfit because company that she probably don't even want over is coming over. Like let's be a little bit serious for a second. Let's be a little bit serious, y'all. We strip, but black girls are forced to grow up so fast. They are forced to grow up so fast, and it's just they're expected to take on so much responsibility that black men are just not expected, or black boys are not expected to take care of. Like black girls will turn 13, 14 years old. All of a sudden, they're cooking dinner for the entire family. They're serving their families dinner. They're doing all the chores in the house and everything, but their brothers don't receive that same treatment. Their brothers don't have to do any of that when they turn 13, 14, or 15. But we force our black girls to grow up so fast, and we just don't let, there are so many black girls out there who literally just will never experience being a teenager because they go straight from being a child to an adult, especially when it comes to the overall sexualization of black girls. This is a very common thing I'm seeing in schools, and there are some we really need to change what's going on in school because it's ridiculous. But basically, honestly, this topic actually comes from Sydney Sweeney. I know her family's all Trumpies. We're going to ignore that for a little bit because misogyny is still misogyny. But she was basically talking about how because she developed her breast at an early age, she was basically ostracized and felt like an outcast among her classmates and everything. And people were dogging on her. They were like, how does having big boobs how does having big breasts when you're a child make you feel ostracized? If anything, more people are paying attention to you, and that's the point. Just because people are paying attention to you doesn't mean it can't be isolating. Like, all of a sudden, all the boys in your class all of a sudden are making very sexual, very demeaning, very derogatory jokes and comments about you and your body. All of a sudden, all these teachers are calling you sluts and whores to your face because your boobs came in at 12 years old. And they think that because your boobs came in at 12 years old, you're automatically a sexual deviant. Other girls who are not developed might ostracize you because of jealousy, or because they see this girl as getting all the attention when sometimes that's not even the case. There were so many women under that pose, and black women in particular, who were talking about how when they were teenagers and when they were developing their bodies, their adult bodies, how they wished they could go back to the body they had when they were a child because they weren't as sexualized. They weren't as overly sexualized as they were when they had curves, or when they had big breasts, or when they had an hourglass figure, like just anything. They weren't ostracized for that. And it's just like, when are we going to let our black girls be? I guess that's the whole point of the video. When are we going to let black girls be black girls? Like, when are we going to let black girls experience black girlhood and experience black teenagehood before they become adults? Because there are too many black girls that don't even get to experience their teenagehood because they just jump from being a child to an adult in society, and it's not fair. It's just simply not fair. It's simply not. And this is not to say that only black girls go through not having a teenage life and everything, and how black girls are the only ones who go straight from being a child to an adult in society. Black boys go through the exact same thing, just not on the scale that black women do. But also, obviously outliers exist. This isn't just to say that only black girls go. Obviously, a lot of people go through not being able to fully be a child and having to jump straight into being an adult even though they're still a child. Obviously. But we're talking about black women right now. So, but I think that's going to be the end of my video, because it's easier to talk about stuff like this when I can piggyback off of other people, because it forces me to just think about things differently. But like, wow, first of all, that film's a really good watch. It's very, very triggering. But if that's not going to bother you, it's a really, really good watch, the Rape of Racy Taylor. And just listening to my classmates talk about womanhood and girlhood and how Black women are stripped of that because people don't even see Black women as people. And when you are able to not see a person as a person, it's very easy to strip all the things that make that person a person and to take all that away from them. It's very easy to dehumanize the person that you do not even see as a real person. But that's gonna be the end of my video. I let me know what you all think about this in the comments. I feel like Black women, well, not I feel like Black women are all obviously going to have a lot more to say about me than this because they live this. This is an experience that in certain cases is uniquely experienced by Black women. So if you guys want to have a discussion in the comments, go ahead. I implore you. I will be watching. I'll be listening. But like, that's the video. I just wanted to talk about that because I've been thinking about that ever since we watched that film, and it just baffles me because there are things that I knew to be true, and I know we treat Black women like not well in society, but like, certain things make you like just really see how Black women are just not, I don't know, like there are new things that film and that discussion with my classmates is forcing me to think about and reconcile with and engage with critically. Yeah, that's basically it. But I'm gonna go. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share because it really helps my channel. I'm 3 subscribers away from 100 subscribers, so please, 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 please subscribe so I can get to 100 subscribers. I'll be so internally grateful. And if you want more content where we go into like a semi deep dive on topics like this, follow my channel. I make fun videos too, but like you guys know the drill. Anyway, I will see you all later. Bye.